Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Band Together Leadership Seminars. My name is Paul Everts. I'm the CEO and founder of Band Together. You can reach me at my email address, and I wish you would. It's BAND, the number 2 together, bandtogether@comcast.net. Or please visit our website, which is conductingmylife.com, where you can get my book, Conducting My Life, Life Lessons of a High School Music Teacher. I also have plenty in the garage, so if you'd like to, contact me, and I'll be more into mail you one. All right. Also, go to the tab that says curriculum, and you'll see that I work for the John Maxwell team. John Maxwell is a New York Times bestselling author. He's going to be one of the authors we are focusing on today in his book about changing the world. Please, I am also ready to go and teach, train, speak, talk about his wonderful lessons about leadership and life. So again, that would be the curriculum tab. Also, go to my blog and you'll see that I have information about a critical race theory presentation I made on the 17th of July at Lake Tahoe. You'll see all the links that helped me do with that presentation. And by the way, I will be having another presentation on the 28th of August at Lake Tahoe. So I'm looking forward to that. If you need help with understanding what one person thinks of critical race theory, based on research of many others, research of critical race theory, I can help you with that as well. I apologize for not wearing a shirt and tie today. I usually wear a shirt and tie with you all. However, today was the second day of band camp, and I want to talk about that a little bit because maybe one of my students is watching this. Yep, I have my students. Just to remind you, if you're new to this format, I've been told to keep life lessons and life stories to a minimum, if not at all, in the classroom. I'm supposed to be teaching music. Now, I think other teachers get to do life lessons and talk about how to make things better for themselves, but my way is a unique way, let's just say it like that. I've been teaching since July 1989. This band camp is so unique because we are a smaller band now. The response to COVID and the new high school opening up in the district has really impacted our numbers. We went, my first year at this new school that I'm at, and again, I don't mention the school because the school's not part of my podcast. We had 42 kids in the band. By my third year, we got the band up to 63 kids. That was very exciting. And now we're down to between 39 and 42 kids. The new high school, if it were to be if it would be freshman through senior school, it would have taken 800 kids out of our school. So we were a school of 22, 23, 200, about 2,200. And 800 would have been going to the new school. Therefore, you can tell it kind of impacts a lot of our programs, ours being one of them. With that being said, the 40 kids that we have in band, 30 of them have been to band camp for 2 days, and they have been very cool. I've been a band director of 25 kids, and I've been a band director of 135 kids. So I'm used to having bands that are less than 50, and so far, it's been a real blessing. I have a heavy heart, though, today. I think we've caused stress on these students, and I saw that today with Simone Biles. I am not judging Simone Biles. I am empathizing for Simone Biles and for people that are stressed out, that are having a hard time with life right now. And it seems to be, again, in their 20s. I believe Simone Biles is 24 years old. And I listened to the press conference about 10 minutes ago. And the tone of voice, from my ears, was a lady who was very upset, frustrated, feeling beaten down. The pressure got the best of her, and that frustrated her. I heard a hurting person. So what I'm going to do today is tell you that I've lived 55 years. I've had so many good times. Like, I'm looking at a picture of me conducting the Dublin High School Band at Carnegie Hall with our then senior son in the trombone section, and sophomore daughter in the percussion section. I've had moments like that. I've had moments where I was a top 10 teacher for Granite Bay High School in Sacramento area. I'm looking at that on my wall. I'm seeing kids screaming and yelling because I got a trophy. I've had many, many great moments. But I can also tell you that I've had my car window shot out by a student. I've had dog feces put on my front porch in a bag and lit on fire. One story that has really hurt me recently, about 1992, 1993, we were living in Lodi. I was teaching at Tokyo High School, and Diane and I got married in 1991, so it's probably about 92, 93. We had a new house. Kids that went to Tokyo High School were in the city of Lodi, which was a very conservative white city. And we'd had students from North Stockton go to Tokyo High School, and they were very diversified. Had all colors of the rainbow, if you will. So Stockton's about half an hour, 20 minutes away from Tokyo High School. We'd have Monday night rehearsals, and there were two students whom I loved dearly at the time and still loved them 30 years later. I'm going to change their names. I'm going to call them John and Joe. And they happen to be African-American students. I believe they're either juniors or maybe it's their senior year, probably their junior year. And they're sitting on the ground against the band room building. John, Joe, what are you guys doing? We're waiting for rehearsal to start. Well, rehearsal doesn't start for 3 hours. Why don't you guys go home? Well, we don't have a way to get back. Okay, so what are you doing for dinner? We don't have dinner. You don't have dinner. So then I called Mrs. Everts and I said, John and Joe don't have dinner. Can I get them to our house and can we feed them dinner? And Diana said, of course you can. Let's go. So I take John and Joe to our house. Again, high school students that happen to be African American. Walk in. Joe goes, whoa, I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but why do white folk house smell funny? Okay, Joe, I don't know why white folk house smell funny. It does, I guess, because I'm white. I don't know. And he said, "Oh man, don't worry about it. I was just asking. White people's house smell funny, and I don't know why." I said, "Okay, fair enough." About a half hour later, we sit down at the dinner table. Joe, hey, again, I'm just asking. Don't mean anything bad about it, but why do white food taste funny? Okay, Joe, could you stop? I mean, I don't know why white food. What we eat. I have no idea. I don't know. And I've loved that story because it showed, that they were confident enough in me that they could ask questions like that and I wouldn't get upset at them or cry foul at them and go, how could you say such a thing about white people's houses and food? And blah, 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 blah. No. Then I find out, I believe this is after the George Floyd incident, if not around the George Floyd incident time-wise. So we'd say 29, 30 years later. I hear from a couple of my former students that were friends of his that Joe had said that I was racist. And he relayed the story because I love the story. I think the story is very innocent, sweet. Students, teachers, just making it through the day, helping each other out. But it was my white guilt that caused me to take two African American students to my house. And I didn't see the post because I'm not his friend on Facebook. But I guess it was long and it was very hurtful. And I bring that up in the same instance about Simone Biles because you're going to get hurt when you're doing your job and when you're successful at your job, which is Simone Biles. And in a different sense, Paul Everts. I'm not on a world stage. I don't feel the world's weight on my shoulders. But I do feel in my world, it hurts when you are doing your job and it's just not good enough. And when people literally hurt you, as I said, shoot your car window out, did terrible things to me. So how do you make it, Paul? How do you make it? Well, there's a couple things. I read a lot. Today, July 27th, where is anything better? Marcus Aurelius says, indeed, if you find anything in human life better than justice, truth, self-control, courage, in short, anything better than the sufficiency of your own mind, which keeps you acting according to the demands of true reason and accepting what fate gives you outside of your own power of choice. I tell you, if you can see anything better than this, turn to it heart and soul and take full advantage of this greater good you have found. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. And then Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman say, we have all chased things we thought would matter. At some point, we all thought that money would be the answer, that success was the highest prize, that the undying love of a beautiful person would finally make us feel warm inside. What do we find when we actually attain these sacred objects? Not that they are empty or meaningless. Only those who have never had them think that. But what we find is that they are not enough. Money creates problems. Climbing one mountain exposes another higher peak. There is never enough love. There is something better out there, real virtue. Real virtue is its own reward. Virtue is the one good that reveals itself to be more than we expect and something that one cannot have in degrees. We simply have it or we don't. And that being, again, real virtue. And that is why virtue, made up as it is of justice, honesty, discipline, and courage, is the only thing worth striving for. And again, that is striving for real virtue. So today I told my students, I said, we need to look at Simone Biles and we need to learn from her. She is a leader. She's one of the greatest of all times in her given sport. She is very special to your generation. She's young enough to be my daughter. You think she's got everything going, and she does. Something snapped. She admitted it in front of billions of people, frankly. But I would tell her, and I would tell all of you, and tell me I don't have the weight on my shoulders. My shoulders are not big enough. I'm not strong enough. So when you say, this is on you and on you, I kind of go, these are big shoulders, but not that big. Then the other thing is, I read books by John Maxwell. And this is his latest book, and I'm going to just read a couple things from We All Need One Another. Mother Teresa says, I can do what you cannot, and you can do what I cannot, and then together we can do great things. And I'm just going to read a segment called We is More Important Than Me. When I received my first leadership position at age 22, my first thought was, I want to make a difference. I can still remember the joy I felt as I did my very best to help and add value to people. My energy increased, my vision expanded, and my desire to help grew bigger each day. I was loving what I was doing. Over time, my passion to make a difference collided with the reality that I was limited in how many people I could add value to if I tried to do everything myself. Entrepreneur and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman said, quote, no matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you will always lose out to a team. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, am I ready to play on the transformation team? The odds of success in any endeavor increase dramatically when you team up with other people. Leadership consultant and speaker Gustavo Razzetti noted, quote, "A study by the Association for Training and Development, ATD as in development, found that you are 65% more likely to meet a goal after committing to another person. If you also establish ongoing partnership, your chances increase to 95%, end quote. A group of people becomes a team that can make a difference when the majority of its members make the transition from thinking, quote, the group is here to benefit me, unquote, to, quote, I'm here to benefit the group, unquote. Management consultant Richard Barrett said, the fundamental change that occurs during cultural transformation is a shift in attitude from what's in it for us, me, to what's best for the common good. There is a shift in focus from I to we, end quote. When this happens, we are more likely to accept letting ourselves down instead of letting the team down. The necessary shift from working alone to working with others isn't just something that's needed in business or the nonprofit world. You can even see it at work in nature. Wolves gather in packs and lions in prides to live, hunt, and defend themselves. Geese flying in formation increase their range by approximately 70%. And domesticated animals, such as horses, team up to accomplish more together. It is said that a champion caliber horse can pull a sled weighing 4,500 pounds. If you hitch the horse together with another horse, even one not as capable, the two horses can pull much more than double that amount, 12,000 pounds. And 4 horses working together multiplies the productivity with the ability to pull over 30,000 pounds. I love something Chuck Swindoll wrote years ago that communicates the importance of a group of people working together. And this is how I'm going to end. Nobody is a whole chain. Each one is a link. But take away one link and the chain is broken. Nobody is a whole team. Each one is a player. But take away one player and the game is forfeited. Nobody is a whole orchestra. Each one is a musician. But take away one musician, the symphony is complete. There you go, band students. You guessed it. We need each other. You need someone, and someone needs you. Isolated islands, we are not. To make this thing called life work, we got to lean and support and relate and respond and give and take and confess and forgive and reach out and embrace and release and rely. Since none of us is a whole, independent, self-sufficient, super capable, all-powerful hotshot, let's quit acting like we are. Life's lonely enough without our playing that silly role. The game is over. Let's link up. There is truth in the old adage that team means together, everyone accomplishes more. If you want to change the world and be part of a transformation movement, you need to put we ahead of me. You need to be willing to link up with others. And then the final thing, hold on. My Bible, our Bible, the Bible. Simone Biles, I'm just a dude from Roseville, California. I want to thank you so much for being so open with us, being so human with us. People first, gymnastics second. People first, music second. For Paul Everts, God first. God first, people second. So Simone Biles, you rock, you're great, and you taught us a lot today. And you're not done teaching us, and you're not even done learning yourself. You are teachable. Begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are. So think wisely about the choices you're making. Seek first to understand, and then be understood. And then finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We need to care a lot more about one another, and you need to care a lot more about yourself. You can't give what you don't have. Love and connect with yourself. And I would add, to Jesus Christ. That's just who I am. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best I can. And I'm doing the best I can. I hope this helps somebody today. And contact me. Let's get together, and I hope to hear from you. Make today a great day. Today was our one and only July 27th, 2021. I hope you made it special. You're not going to get another one. That being July 27th, 2021. You'll get another July 27th. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.